The engineers at AMG are quite a clever bunch. They can take an ordinary Mercedes-Benz and turn it into a super performer. In fact, they haven't built themselves a reputation as makers of fine sports cars without having made a few fine sports cars in their time. But I do think that sometimes the application of the AMG recipe can be a little bit misguided. Take, for example, this car, the GLA. Here it is going very nicely along a dirt road, and here it is going along where there isn't a road at all. It is Mercedes-Benz first compact SUV, and one that, by their own admission, will handle loose ground, unsurfaced gradients, even the beach, without any problem. But then Mercedes-Benz handed the car to AMG, who in a few small steps almost completely deleted its character and instead gave us the GLA-45 AMG with a 2-litre turbo motor, a 7-speed dual-clutch gearbox, all-wheel drive, and zero interest in driving on anything but tar. Which I suppose realistically is where almost every other GLA will spend their life, so I guess it's no big loss. Besides, AMG have also given this car a makeover to match its new character, one that suggests in no small way that this thing is meant for driving hard, not being used to pack your surfboard and your picnic blanket. It is an evil-looking thing, but I do think that is the point. The blacked-out treatment includes everything from the 20-inch wheels to the rear glass, even the roof rails. And you combine all of that with the dropped suspension, it gives this car a very muscular appearance that gets a lot of attention. Rear wings are usually the preserve of boy racers and Subarus, but on the GLA-45 it kind of just works. Everything here does something to add to this car's character, making it at the very least unmistakable, even though a lot of people might see it as obnoxious. If the styling is a starting point, we're up and most definitely running, but I'm still concerned. The GLA-45 uses the same drivetrain as the A45, a car more suited to the AMG treatment, but still lackluster enough to be beaten in RPM TV's performance feature by both its closest rivals, the Audi S3 and BMW M135i. And it's not hard to see why, because the GLA suffers from the same problems. The dual-clutch gearbox feels and sounds like a regular automatic. It's just not as incisive as the others. And in comfort mode, it has a sort of lazy feedback that just doesn't fill you with any kind of excitement. Sure, when you're pushing it, it'll bark and then crackle and pop on the overrun, but the shifts themselves could be better. And when you're not driving with a bit of vigor, the exhaust volume is still as loud, but the noise of the gear change is slow and ever so slightly disinterested sounding. The engine can feel just as disinterested because you put your foot down and nothing happens until about 3,000 RPM. But then you can feel that this is the world's most powerful series production 2-litre 4-cylinder engine. Its 265 kilowatts and 450 newton meters are delivered spectacularly well, although if it was just a little bit more enthusiastic, it would have an even more impressive 0 to 100 time that it does have. Things are a little better in gear once you're in the power band, but this turbo motor isn't the one for sheer acceleration thrills. Helping keep things tidy is the AMG Sport suspension, which has seen both axles being reworked to help improve grip. Grip provided by the all-wheel drive system. That's also been reworked. It uses a multi-plate clutch to deliver up to 50% of the drive to the rear wheels. It's also got a system called Curve Dynamic Assist, which brakes the inside rear wheel to help with understeer. And although you can't really feel it working, you can enjoy the results. The grip in the GLA-45 AMG is undoubtedly one of the best things about it. Chuck it into some fast sweeps and it delivers grip and composure that's up there with the best of them. The steering is decent as well, not blessed with lashings of feedback, but accurate enough with a decent weight to it. The GLA-45 AMG package is finished off by an interior that is every bit as shouty as the exterior. The layout is almost identical, but the details are what make it. AMG shifter, red belts and stitching, Napa leather AMG steering wheel, and super bucket seats that you actually have to climb into. It still retains the versatility of the regular GLA lineup, but it is a hard ride. So you might get the family to your destination a little quicker, but they'll almost certainly be less comfortable while getting there. As a performance machine, the Mercedes-Benz GLA-45 AMG is flawed. It's got a laggy turbo motor and a dual-clutch gearbox that could be better. Under the right circumstances, though, it can be fun to drive, and it is a fantastic-looking thing. But by comparison to its only performance compact SUV competition, the Audi RS Q3, it just isn't as good, and the Audi is 40 grand cheaper. The world's most powerful series production 4-cylinder motor delivers 265 kilowatts and 450 newton meters and very apparent turbo lag. The 7-speed dual-clutch gearbox isn't as good as the others. The GLA-45 AMG has plenty of grip and composure thanks to its all-wheel drive system, but it is less impressive and more expensive than its competition.